Good morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, people impacted by groundwater contamination meet with DES. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Charisse LeClaire.
Largest groundwater investigation in the history of the state, and right now Saint-Gobain, their hired consultant, and the Department of Environmental Services are testing multiple areas in Manchester, Merrimack, Bedford, and Litchfield.
Our primary concern when we deal with groundwater contamination is we want to make sure that people are protected, that they have a clean, safe source of drinking water.
Multiple people who live in those impacted communities were at tonight's meeting, concerned for their health and eager for health and environmental officials to set stricter drinking water standards.
You can't test your way out of this. You're wasting money. You can set a limit by law.
So far, more than 400 of the 700 homes impacted have been connected to public water. While DES officials say the public doesn't hear from them a lot, they are working toward a solution.
So we have an intense site investigation going on that includes investigations into the groundwater, monitoring wells, storm water, soil testing. We also are involved in the air emissions testing.
Legislation passed in September now allows the DES to connect groundwater contamination to air emissions. They've now sent a letter to Saint-Gobain to review their emissions.
They're going to need, within the next 6 months, they're going to need to propose a solution to DES.
And DES officials say all the homes that are impacted by the contamination should be connected to public water by sometime next year. Live in Merrimack, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Driver in horrific Chinatown hit and run pleads guilty. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Is hip or knee pain slowing you down? I'm Dr. Jake Drew, an orthopedic surgeon at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Learn about the advances in joint replacement surgery and find out why younger people are now having the procedure at wcvb.com/health.
February 1st, 2016, a day yet Feng and her family will never forget when the 51-year-old was struck by an SUV in Chinatown, dragged underneath onto the expressway before coming to a stop 2.5 miles later in Dorchester.
She's getting better. Now she can walk slowly without any walkers.
Feng's daughter says her entire family will be in court tomorrow to watch the driver of that vehicle, 47-year-old Xiao Jingzhou of Sandwich, be sentenced. Witnesses at the time say Zhou exited her SUV, saw the victim, and kept driving. After pleading guilty today, Feng's family hopes the driver will be locked up for at least 10 years, but says any punishment won't heal the financial and emotional damage they continue to suffer.
Right now it's only me and my father working, so we have lower income. My brother has to stay home to take care of her. The person's insurance is very low, but she's worried about the money how she can get.
And the DA's office says the driver pled guilty to charges including assault and battery with a dangerous weapon causing bodily damage. The suspect's initial attorney called this a tragic incident. Live in Chinatown, Matt Reed, WCVB News Center 5.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New England college sees spike in head, foot, and mouth disease. About 50 students at Dartmouth College have fallen ill with head, foot, and mouth disease, school officials said. Mark Reed, director of the department's Dartmouth Health Service, said the spike started about 2 weeks ago. Since then, the college has set up temporary infirmary for sick students as well as a 24-hour hotline. Dartmouth sent out a community letter alerting students about the disease and providing them with information how to spot the symptoms and prevent them from contracting it. Symptoms typically include high fever and sores in the inside of the mouth or lips, sores on the palms and feet are also common. The disease is spread through saliva and other bodily fluids. Health experts said the symptoms typically last a few days. However, someone with head, foot, and mouth disease can be contagious for up to 10 days, including before the symptoms appear and after they dispute. Health experts said that sorry about that, everyone. Health experts said there is no medication for the disease, but serious complications from the illness are rare. The disease is typically common in children, but health officials said is currently sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I have some allergies this morning. I do not like allergies. The disease is typically common in children, but health officials said there is currently a nationwide spike in patients suffering from the illness. Health experts said one of the best ways to prevent getting sick is to regularly wash your hands thoroughly, especially after touching objects in public spaces. If you are suffering from any symptoms, you are urged to contact your doctor. European slumps at the open as Wall Street sell-off grips global market. Tech shares down 3%. European stocks were sharply lower on Thursday morning as a sell-off in U.S. equities dragged down global markets. And let's take a look. And as you can see right here, it's down in the red. Hurricane Michael, strongest storm to hit U.S. in 50 years, kills at least 2 people. At least 2 people have died as a result of Hurricane Michael, a furious Category 4 hurricane that made landfall Wednesday afternoon with winds peaking at 155 miles per hour. Michael is the strongest storm since Hurricane Camilla in 1969 and the third most powerful on record to hit the U.S. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.